Welcome to Out of the Park, the podcast show where three guys in front of me right now, it's three guys, have three different opinions, and it's all on sports. I'm Vincent Garcia, that's Josh Lopez, and this is Ryan Osborn. No Radar Stoke, but Radar is having a early Thanksgiving, but we didn't leave him out because, well, you'll find out later on at the end. And like I said, Thanksgiving special, so we have a little different format. No microphones in front of us, no tables in front of us, so it's just going to be
a little more formal.
It's just going to be a round table
without a table,
a half table, as you could say. So, welcome once again to Out of the Park. So, what has been going on in sports? Well, no more baseball talks. Hate to say it to all the baseball fans out there, but baseball season's over. Let's take some time off, okay? As a baseball fan myself, I can wait till February. So we have NBA and NFL talks. So the first half, let's get to the NBA. Last week, Ryan, who missed out, but he did have a good excuse. He did have a good reason. Yeah. But he did apologize.
A little bit of car trouble. So there's nothing you can really do when you're stuck in Newport Beach, when your car breaks down. You forgot your phone at home, and it also ran out of battery. And you don't know anybody else's phone number, so there's nothing you can really do.
Tough luck, right. Anyway, so last week, Josh and I were talking about the NBA season starting. Russell Westbrook is on fire. But we also gave a little bit of props to your team, the Clippers. I actually said, believe it or not, that the Clippers are for real. Josh semi-agreed with me too, or did you agree 100%?
I think I semi-agreed with you.
You semi-agreed, okay.
I said they're a Western Conference final team.
And I said that too.
Yeah.
No, we said Western Conference.
Okay.
You might think wrong, so let's hear what do you have to say about your favorite team, the Clippers.
I don't think that they're necessarily a Western Conference contender yet. They've had quick starts in their last 4 years. You look at 4 years ago, they started only a 2-loss team in their first 8 games. A couple years later, they start only 1 loss in their first 6. And this year, they all of a sudden are 8-2 in their first 10. It's their best start ever. However, you look at this team, and they've had to weather injuries every single season after starting quick out of the gate. So they start to fall and land right behind those teams like Oklahoma City, behind Golden State, and 2 years ago they landed behind Portland too and San Antonio. So do I think that they're a Western Conference Finals team? No, because I just don't see them getting past the second round of the playoffs. I will say this, they will make it to the second round of the playoffs. I think that last year's loss to Portland was sort of a fluke, but they will make it to the second round of the playoffs, guys, but conference finals, I just don't see it. And then after this, the big question is, do you blow up the big three?
Which are
Chris
Jordan,
Paul, DeAndre
Jordan,
and Blake Griffin.
Oh yeah,
that's a debate to have.
Oh well, I think they will keep them next year. I mean, like.
Well, let's go over it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say Clippers get to the conference final, but lose in the conference final.
Okay, I think they'll keep Blake Griffin for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's your franchise player, okay. Even though some people might disagree, like, there is no such thing as franchise players anymore. Well, franchise quarterbacks, that is, when it comes to the NFL.
I can remember this conversation.
According to Mark Pavlovich. So, yeah. But I think Blake Griffin is the franchise player. So maybe a long-term deal could be in the mix. I'd say at least 5 at the least. Maybe 3. Chris Paul would probably go 2 years because he's not getting any younger. And DeAndre Jordan
32.
Would probably be like maybe another 2 or 3 year player. Because also you got to it's all the business side. Save money. Is their stock going to go up? Would salary go up? Is there going to be a raise or is there going to be a cut? Chris Paul might take a cut because he's that committed, but you never know.
Okay. And so what about you? Let's say, once again, they're making it to the conference final for the first time in their history, but they lose in the conference final.
So they keep Blake Griffin for another 5 years. Maybe they trade away Chris Paul, like they do a sign and trade.
Okay.
And maybe give DeAndre Jordan a 3-year bonus or 3-year extension.
See, here's what I think is going to happen. Even if they make it to the conference final, they have to blow up this big three. Chris Paul, like you said, is not getting any younger. 2 years ago, he led the league in steals. What happens last year? He starts to get a lot more injured as he's getting older. He was nowhere near the top 10 in steals, nor in assists, and that's an unlike Chris Paul season. They have to start thinking about where they can ship Chris Paul. And I would think that they would start next season with him on the roster, but look at him more like a mid-season deal that a playoff contending team would want to grab.
Fair enough. So, I mean, you could say beef it up a bit, but, are the Clippers the type of team that are going to go for that top free agent player that's going to be on the market next year?
They did just this last year, and that was Kevin Durant. And that's the thing. If Kevin Durant leaves Golden State, the Clippers are going to be the first in line. And last year...
Wait, hold on. You really think the Clippers would be the first team in line and not Oklahoma City or the Los Angeles Lakers?
Give me a debate against it.
Okay, the Los Angeles Lakers, yeah, they have a young team. Kevin Durant is semi-young, but, Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
You gotta remember, we had this conversation with Anthony when he was on the show in the summer.
Okay.
He had that little game with us, like, give me a reason why Kevin Durant would want to go to the Lakers. And you said it best, 3 words, Los Angeles Lakers. But also, I mean, it's not just the Lakers and Los Angeles. You have a young core that wants to play with Kevin Durant because he's one of the best players in the game. But here's the issue right here. You get Kevin Durant, you kind of have to lose one of those rookies. Or those young rising stars.
You don't just have to lose one. You got to lose at least 2.
So probably you would take out...
Well,
Julius Randle would probably be one player you would take out.
You would have to take out Random and or Ingram.
You would put Ingram in the mix? Not even Russell? Take Russell. You could take Russell out of the mix because...
Well, look at what D'Angelo Russell has done. Everybody said last year, Jordan Clarkson is the major scorer. But you look at D'Angelo Russell this year, he's scoring close to 20 points per game. He has close to 10 assists per game. He's become that guy that they drafted him number 2 overall for because he had the best potential. Compared to Brandon Ingram, what has Brandon Ingram done this year?
But Brandon Ingram is in the same footsteps as what D'Angelo Russell was in last year. You see, D'Angelo Russell was rushed in, okay?
Okay.
You look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant wasn't rushed in when he got drafted by the Lakers. He was still coming off the bench.
Right, because you had Van Exel and you had all those guys.
D'Angelo Russell comes to Los Angeles as the point guard, and he had too much pressure to deal with. And then, of course, with Los Angeles and the paparazzi and with social media and that, the Lakers soap opera getting to him with the Nick Young deal, you see he came in as a star. Josh can agree with that with me. He did come in. He was coming in as a star.
Exactly.
Already.
No, I would say it's the opposite because you look at D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo was supposed to come in after Kobe, so he's supposed to be the star after Kobe. He wasn't supposed to be the point guard yet. He didn't start a majority of the games. He ended up coming off the bench. But you look at Brandon Ingram, what was he touted as? He was touted as a guy who was NBA ready. He can make an immediate impact on a team. And that's the other thing, is that the Lakers drafted him, and he's going to play what position? Small forward, power forward. Well, you have a small forward, power forward that you just drafted in Julius Randle.
You put Julius as a power, and you just put Ingram as a small forward.
So then what do you do with Durant?
I would say, you take out Randall for sure.
Okay.
But then
he was going to play power forward because Durant can't play all-time power forward. That's not his game.
Then Ingram probably is the best choice. Fair enough. I would agree with that. Brandon Ingram would be that one player that you would use as trade bait, or not really trade bait, but release bait to get Kevin Durant.
Yeah, because Durant can opt out of his contract after this season.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to be the big fish. And, honestly, I don't think the Lakers are going to be the number 1 team. You look at what Durant said last year. After the free agent meetings, he was blown away by what the Clippers had to offer him. They were in that top spot, and then all of a sudden the Golden State Warriors came in and said, look, we'll just give you a 2-year deal, and you can opt out of the first year if you don't get that ring. he was going to sign that. That's fine because it's not a long-term commitment and he can go somewhere else if he wins a championship. Who's that other place? Los Angeles Clippers.
Now let's hear this part.
Okay.
Okay, so why the Clippers would be in front? We gave good points on the Lakers.
Exactly.
Why the Clippers would be in front? You can start off with, it makes sense cap-wise, because if you look at their bench doesn't lead in bench scoring. They also are one of the cheapest benches in the entire NBA. In fact, they rank 16 out of 30 teams in overall money that you're spending on your specific bench players. You can start Chris Paul at the 1, J.J. Redick at the 2. At the 3 is Kevin Durant. At the 4 is Blake Griffin. At the 5, DeAndre Jordan.
That sounds like a powerhouse
dream
team.
lineup.
Yeah.
You look at the Clippers, what have they been looking for over the past 6 years? That number 3 guy. Not option number 3, but number 3, the small forward. They have the starting point guard. They have the shooting guard. They have the power forward. They have the center. And who have they been trying to put in there? Luke Mbamute. Then also a couple years back, Matt Barnes was the solution. Paul Pierce was supposed to be the solution. They thought that sliding Griffin around and also bringing in Jamal Crawford into the starting lineup would be the solution. That doesn't work. They brought in Grant Hill. They brought back Lamar Odom. None of those things worked. Who else would work better than Kevin Durant?
Lamar Aldridge, maybe.
At the
I
3?
don't know. Who knows? You put Blake at the 3 then, and then put LaMarcus at the 4. I don't know.
All right, no thank you.
Hey, it's all about having fun here in this little half circle. Anyway, okay, so
I'll put an asterisk there and say crescent.
Crescent? Fine.
Yeah, more of a crescent.
Fine.
It's a Pillsbury crescent.
Okay, sure. So then, who would be another option for Kevin Durant if he opted out? Would he want? Okay, would he want to go back to OKC if he opts out?
I think everything here depends on whether or not he wins a championship. If he wins the championship, he would want to go somewhere where he can cement his legacy as the guy, somewhere where he can retire as that player, the franchise guy. Maybe he leads them to a championship, maybe not, but it all depends on whether or not he gets that championship. Let's say he gets the championship this year with the Golden State Warriors. He can go to Boston.
Oh yeah.
Have Isaiah Thomas at the 1 and Kevin Durant at the 3. You also have a couple more guys.
Kelly Olynyk.
And then at the 2, you have Jared Sullinger.
If only Jaylen Brown was the Jaylen Brown we expected.
Well,
you know what? He might have a breakout next year. He might have a D'Angelo start too.
Well, maybe.
Come off the bench for your first year, and then second year, just figure yourself out, kind of thing.
Yeah, but so you have the Boston Celtics. Do I think he goes back to OKC? Not until he's ready to retire. Because it was an ugly breakup to begin with this season. So I think either he goes to the Clippers, he goes to the Knicks, or he goes to the Boston Celtics.
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Wasn't expecting that one.
No, we're both shocked actually.
The Knicks.
Speechless.
Are they
Why?
looking for? No, they're probably looking for a third guy too, aren't they?
Well, here's the thing.
Well, maybe. Well, no, because
They have Kristaps Porzingis. They have Carmelo Anthony.
But Melo is going is
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they need Durant.
to fill in for Melo.
Melo can become just that spot shooter, just that spot scorer, while Durant becomes the efficiency power guy. He becomes the guy who can dish it out to the side and also take the open 3 ball and drive to the basket. Just give Melo the ball on the outside and let him shoot.
And then, of course, Derrick Rose as well.
Derrick Rose at the 1. Joakim Noah at the 4.
Okay. Yeah.
That Knicks lineup with Durant starting to sound a little scary right now.
Hey, you know what? It can happen next year. You just never know. Not even...
If you think about it in the NBA, you can plug Kevin Durant into almost any starting lineup and it would sound scary.
Oh, how about him in Chicago?
Him in Chicago. So at the 1, you're going to have Dwayne Wade. At the 2, you bring in Jimmy Butler. In fact, you can slot them down 1 and bring in Marakic at the 1. Then you bring Wade at the 2. You bring down Jimmy Butler at the 3. Swap out Butler and Durant at the 4 and the 3. And then at the center, whoever wants to play center, really.
Where's Rajon Rondo? Coming off the bench?
Well, I mean, if you look at Rondo's stats so far this season, he's had 2 games where he's had over 10 assists. 2 games where he's had over 8 rebounds. And I'm not saying that he should be that big rebounder, but he's not exactly the Rajon Rondo of the 2008 Boston Celtics.
Yeah, or the 2009 Celtics as well.
That's it.
Or 10. He had a decent
2010.
2010. Yeah.
He helped lead them to the finals.
To lead him to Game 7.
Yeah.
Which was still a scary game to watch as a Laker fan.
Rigged.
No. No. Okay. So, we already talked about your Clippers. Last week we talked about the Lakers.
Okay.
But I know Josh does. I heard part of it this week.
Okay.
Are the Lakers for real, or is this going to be a
Nope.
fluke start?
This is a fluke start. I do think that they're going to win a few more games than they won last year. They're definitely on that pace already. But if you look at the games that they have won, they beat Golden State when they were only 3-1. That's it. They're just starting off the season. Everybody started to have a giant meltdown about Golden State. Golden State is only a 2-loss team right now.
Well, I would understand how fans get meltdowns because remember it's an 82 game season. That's a lot different compared to 162 games in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Look. Major League Baseball, you have a team who starts 0-6. There's nothing to worry about because you got over 150 games left to figure yourself out as a team, and also like the fans to think, you know what, they have time to improve. Basketball, on the other hand, you start 0-6, you kind of do have a little bit of a fear, just a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of fear that you'll turn into what the 76ers are right now.
So,
However, the reason why people are freaking out about the Warriors is because they were 3-2 coming off a 73-win season.
Well, yeah, of course.
So there's no reason to freak out. So the Lakers beat the Warriors. They lost to the Bulls, a game that they should have won because they were shooting a lot better than the Bulls. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Last night.
That was a choke on behalf of Oklahoma City.
Oh, please. Please.
Any Laker win right now is the other team's choke, okay? They beat Sacramento. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Big whoop.
You know what? I do remember looking at the schedule and I said...
I showed you the schedule.
No. But like before the Sacramento game, I was previewing like the next month or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking at should win, gonna get butt kicked, should win. I even said that against Golden State was gonna be a butt kick, and I even said the same thing for Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, let's look at what they're starting. I mean, it all goes down back to the starting lineup.
Russell Westbrook.
Victor Oladipo. Who else?
I know, there's just 2.
At the 4 and 5, you have Steven Adams and Nick Collison.
That's nothing.
I mean, Steven Adams, he is a force to be reckoned with rebounding-wise in the paint, but Nick Collison isn't exactly Kevin Durant.
He just doesn't rebound when he's around Draymond Green.
Oh,
Low blow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Draymond didn't exactly rebound in the Cleveland series.
That's true. Even when he was in.
Yeah. So anybody can have an off day against any team. You look back. I'm not saying that they're the old Wilt and Bill, but you look at Wilt Chamberlain versus Bill Russell. Bill Russell didn't lead in rebounds, didn't lead in points, led in blocks, led in steals.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the overall winning percentage between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Russell wins 2/3, Wilt wins 1/3. Individual stats, team stats.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Who cares? As long as Steven Adams is able to get the win.
Yeah.
Who cares if he's able to rebound over Draymond Green?
Okay. Well, I guess typical Clipper fan does not give love to the Lakers. But we will.
Well, 17-win season.
I know. I know. Anyway, since basically it's almost your show since you missed. Because no, because like I just like hearing your things.
Okay.
And like stuff against this kind of thing because Josh and I had this conversation, of course, on last Friday, and we were talking about loyalty, about team loyalty, but also
loyalty.
we were talking about
Pressure to win.
Is the pressure to win. Josh said both. Said it's both the fans and the player psychologically that's getting the pressure, who is to get the ring, and to keep your legacy going. Case in point, LeBron James, and maybe that's why Kevin Durant jumped the OKC ship to go to Golden State to get a ring. Russell Westbrook, on the other hand, says, "I'll just stay right here because I love it here."
No, see.
But now
Here-
is it the team? Is it the player himself, or is it the fans?
It's always the player. Because why would it be the fans? If the fans are able to influence the player, that means the player didn't have a very good mental makeup to begin with.
Well, because we're kind of pushing that player to get that championship. But in today though, back then there was no like
social
force.
media.
With the opinions and the social
where you
media.
could throw your opinions on Twitter or
Well,
Facebook.
I'll
or
put it
anywhere.
like this. Did you guys force Lonzo Ball into going to UCLA?
No.
Okay. So you're not going to force him to try to get a championship once he gets to the NBA either.
No, we're talking about like greatest players though.
I know.
Or like players like at the top of the.
Right, but you take Kevin Durant, take him all the way back to high school. Did you guys force him to go into basketball?
No.
Did you guys force him to go to the University of Texas?
No.
Okay. So he was already going to go into the NBA because of his mental makeup. He said, I'm going to the NBA, I'm going to play in the NBA, and one day I'm going to win a championship. So he pushed himself to the NBA. He got to the NBA. He got to OKC. But now he wants a ring. That's not necessarily from the fans. Well, it could be from the fans, but it's all the player's fault. If he listens to the fans and allows them to get to him, then of course he's going to just go ring chasing all over the place.
Would you say that same quote on LeBron James?
I think LeBron James wanted to max out his prime potential when he had the chance. Because you look at LeBron, he was already being honored as one of the game's greatest at the time he went to Miami in 2011, 2012. Or was it 10-11? No, 10-11.
10-11.
10-11. But at the time he went to Miami. So he goes to Miami, wins 2 championships, gets to 2 finals, comes back to Cleveland. Why? Because he wanted to go back to his hometown. Do I think LeBron was influenced by fans? Absolutely. Otherwise, he wouldn't have penned an apology letter. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as a knock, but, if he doesn't care about what the fans are thinking and he's going after his championship, his ring, his legacy, who cares about what the fans are going back home? That's the way that it's going to be. But no, he pens the apology letter so that way people can heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's always the player. If the player's influenced by the fans, then he's going to go ring chasing all over the place and he's going to become a Russell Westbrook in his attitude. But if he's not, he's going to stay loyal to one franchise. Kobe Bryant almost went to the Clippers in 2007.
You're going to love this story.
He was going to sign the paper. He was going to sign the paper to become a Clipper. Phil Jackson comes back on board with the Lakers. Kobe says, you know what? I'm going back to the Lakers because I know that I have a chance to retire as one of the greatest Lakers of all time and also to win another championship. What happens? Goes to 3 more finals, 2 more rings.
And he finally gets his league MVP.
Finally gets the league MVP that he didn't deserve.
That's true. We did have that talk.
We did have that talk.
He
didn't lead in points. He didn't lead in rebounds. He didn't lead in assists. But
he was on a winning team.
He was on a number 1 in the Western Conference team.
Which also I would like to transition to this. Since you say, he didn't lead in any categories, but he was on a winning team.
What's the most valuable player?
What is the most valuable player? Because I know I did promise we weren't going to talk baseball, but there is
Mike Trout wins
there's a
the
little bit of
AL
an
MVP.
issue going on in Major League Baseball with Mike Trout winning the MVP. Mike Trout, if you don't know, these are his numbers, the top 3, categories that we all look at. 315 batting average, 29 home runs, one short of 30,
100 RBIs.
100 RBIs. Now,
You look at Mookie Betts, 113 RBIs, 318 batting average, and what was it, 41 home runs? 31 home runs.
31.
31
No way.
home runs.
No, I
yeah,
don't
not
think,
41. I was going to
no,
say,
no.
like in my mind it just popped up 41. That can't be right. Yeah, but 31 home runs, so he leads in all 3 categories. However, you look at Mike Trout's numbers. OPS, Mike Trout. On-base percentage, Mike Trout. Walks, Mike Trout. Overall team impact, Mike Trout. You take away Mike Trout from the Angels, they become a 50-win team.
They're the worst team in the league.
They're the worst team in baseball.
That's coming from
Also,
an Angel fan.
You look at Mike Trout defensively. It was his best defensive season in his career. He's played 5 years. This was his best defensive season. He had a bigger wins above replacement than Mookie Betts. Mike Trout was close to 7. Mookie Betts was close to 4. That means that Mookie Betts didn't have as much of an impact. In fact, when you look at Mookie Betts' hits, it was with 1 runner on or 2 runners on. You look at his overall average with nobody on or with a runner on first base, it drops significantly. As opposed to Mike Trout, his average is up there. He's getting steals. In fact, he led over Mookie Betts in steals as well. In runs, too. Overall impact, it goes to Mike Trout. So what if Mookie Betts leads in 3 categories? Mike Trout leads in every other one.
So, but also, the American League MVP, it kind of does bother me how, it's all about the winning team.
Okay.
Because it's happened. Like they say,
well, let's switch it to basketball.
But here's the other thing too. It's called the American League MVP.
Right.
It's who's the most valuable player in the league, not for his team. If you want to do an MVP for the team, they have team MVPs for a reason, which Mike Trout has 3 years in a row. Right?
Okay.
So, is the MVP should the winning team affect them or should it help them? Because the numbers, Mike Trout got it because of his numbers and what he's letting, like you just said right now. Mookie Betts would have won it because, he was on a winning team. He helped his team get to the playoffs.
Right.
But, like you said, did he have an impact? According to you, he really didn't. Josh, let's come on, Josh.
I'd say with Mookie Betts is being on a winning team along with David Ortiz and Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yep.
He's on a team with another bunch of producers.
Dustin Pedroia, number 2 in the AL in batting average.
Who's Mike Trout have with Albert Pujols, Cole Calhoun, UDL?
I mean, the year before, Cole Calhoun had won a Silver Slugger award. What happens this year? He has a down year offensively.
He didn't have a Silver Slugger. He had a Gold Glove.
I thought he had a Silver Slugger too.
Did not get a Silver Slugger.
Glove.
He just had a Gold Glove. But he did have a good defensive year, though.
Yeah, good offensive year last year.
Of course.
But he did have a better offensive year last year.
It went way down.
Yeah.
And then you look at Albert Pujols. People immediately look at, over 30 home runs. Over 100 RBIs. Okay, look at his batting average. 250?
Mm-hmm.
No way. On-base percentage, 300? No, thank you.
The home runs and average are only gonna get you so far.
Yeah.
It's
And why does Albert Pujols have those giant home run and RBI well, maybe not the home run numbers, but RBI numbers? Because Mike Trout is getting on base in front of him.
As along with Cole Calhoun, when he's on a good day.
Yeah, but
Mike Trout
you're going to count on Mike Trout being on base at least once per game, as opposed to Cole Calhoun. No, maybe today he'll get on base. Tomorrow he won't. Next day, yes. Next day, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yeah. No, Mike Trout, you expect him to get on base. If he's held hitless and walkless in a game, everybody goes, "Oh, what's wrong with Mike Trout?"
Yeah. So if Mike Trout, he gets it this year, he does, he did have the numbers, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
What about last year then with Josh Donaldson? Because Josh Donaldson, he did beat Trout in home runs, I think?
Beat him in home runs and RBIs.
but he also was an impact to the Blue Jays.
Right.
You know, he kind of carried them.
Troy Tulowitzki got hurt going down the stretch even after they traded for him. Edwin Encarnacion, I mean, he wasn't having this year's Edwin Encarnacion season, close to 40 home runs. He was barely over 30. I think he had 32 home runs. And then Jose Bautista was going through a tremendous cold streak.
Mm-hmm.
And so Josh Donaldson came in there, swept the Blue Jays from a non-playoff contender all the way to the top of the AL East. Wild card.
Well,
Wild
no,
card.
they took the East.
Yeah.
They did take the East.
Because
they had to face.
I thought
they had the number
Rangers.
two. No. They had to face the Rangers. The Rangers were the number 3 team when the Blue Jays were the number 2 team, and the Royals had to face. They faced the Astros.
That's right. Oh,
yeah,
man.
because the Astros beat the Yankees in the wild card.
That turkey is just getting to me. It just in case you don't know, I had Thanksgiving yesterday because one of my family members has to work on Thanksgiving Day. So I had Thanksgiving on Tuesday the 22nd instead of Thursday the 24th. So I'm like...
Food coma?
Yeah, I'm still on the food coma right now.
Yeah.
Pobrecito.
Hey, it was delicious. It was like a half Colombian, half American Thanksgiving.
Sweet.
Sounds delicious.
Exotic. What it is.
Exotic? It was... Okay, in Colombia, in Armenia, there are these little, like, cheese dough balls.
Yeah.
You throw them in a deep fryer.
Stop. Stop.
Just stop.
Just stop.
And you just take
That's
it
enough.
and you eat it after
Stop.
that.
That's enough.
And then it's kind of like another one is kind of like a calzone or a panini if you've ever had one of those.
Yeah.
So it's that same kind of crust, just ground beef all inside with potato and seasoning, and then tossed in the deep fryer.
Isn't that called an empanada?
That's an empanada.
Well, yes.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And then it's not over yet.
Wait, there's more.
There's the pan de queso.
This is halftime, by the way.
Yeah, there's the pan de queso, also deep fried. Then there's natilla. It's kind of like pudding,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit more vanilla flavoring, and you also put in raisins and almonds and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have that as well.
Right.
Then you have the arepa. That's basically like if you've ever had a pupusa,
Mm-hmm.
but with no middle inside. Instead, you just put butter all over it. In fact, you can also fill it. What they do a lot of times is they inject the middle, like the little air pocket that forms in the middle, with straight mozzarella cheese.
Welcome to the Food Network.
I'm your host.
Yeah. Maybe we should do Out of the Park cooking one day. Hey, that'd be a great special. That'd be a great special. Just have like each one of us have our own specialty that we can cook, and then just have a tutorial, and then hey, yeah, this is the Out of Park edition of, spaghetti or pasta, whatever. I'm a pasta
So,
guy. That's
in
why.
other words, you're saying that we need an unbiased judge to taste each one of our dishes and then judge who wins.
Who's going to be unbiased enough?
Chad Kelly. Okay.
Chad Kelly and Tracy Thackra.
Yeah. Wait.
They both would.
Well, they are food lovers too.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. Okay. All right.
But
So
here's the big topic. Thanksgiving special.
yeah.
Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving football.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're at the second half of the show. Let's talk football. Because we haven't got into football
Specifically
in a while.
Thanksgiving football.
Well, Thanksgiving
Well-
football, of course, but
Best time to go into football.
Should the Lions continue to host Thanksgiving Day when they're terrible?
well, aren't they the oldest team? Aren't they like the second oldest franchise, third oldest?
I want to say it's fourth.
I think that's one of the reasons why.
So then why don't you just let Green Bay host it?
I know I would agree with that. I would want to, but no one in Green Bay this year.
Yeah.
You don't want to look at them this year.
Well,
But it's the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, the Green Bay Packers. Nobody's going to go and run to Monday Night Football. I want to see the Lions. That's like saying, hey, I want to see Cleveland on Monday Night Football. No.
No.
So, what do you guys think? Should they continue to host Thanksgiving football even when they're terrible? And viewership is dropping dramatically in the NFL. It's dropping by almost 8% per game.
I heard it was 10%, or at least the most was 10%.
The most was 10%.
Yeah, but they're starting to rebound a bit, but yeah.
Not after this last Monday night game.
No.
If you look at this last Monday night game, even a lot of Mexico City viewers were there, but in the United States, nobody watched the game.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
So the topic: should the Lions host Thanksgiving?
You know,
if I'm gonna base it on who's the most interesting team, I'd say Green Bay, most interesting team.
Okay.
I think you'd have more people view.
Because the Dallas Cowboys get views because it's America's
The Dallas
team.
Cowboys.
And it's
We
the
them
Dallas
boys.
Cowboys. You know what?
No, you're not.
No. Watching a Cowboy game is kind of like watching a Yankee game in baseball for like Saturday night baseball.
Sunday night baseball.
Or Sunday. No, well,
Sunday,
Sunday, Saturday.
Sunday
yeah.
afternoon.
Sunday, yeah. More people are going to see the Yankees because it's the New York Yankees.
Or the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm. And more people are going to see the Celtics and the Lakers if there was an NBA Sunday night, basketball.
Before this season, was anyone going to truly watch the White Sox on Sunday night football or Sunday night baseball?
No.
No. Historically, long history in the team, long history for the White Sox, have been terrible up until that 2005 game or 2005 series.
Well, even Yankees and Red Sox games are starting to become a little
bit down in viewership.
They're going
Why?
down too.
Because there's no rivalry.
No.
One team is terrible, the other's good. The other's okay, the other one's good.
Yeah. But we're getting higher viewerships when it comes to we're giving higher viewerships on Dodgers and Nationals. And they're not even in the same division.
Yeah.
And it's like whoever plays the Cubs gets higher viewership too because it's the Cubs. But there's I think Cardinals and Cubs are going to go up now because it's a storied franchise, but at the same time, they butt heads. Dodgers and Giants.
So
is viewership's going
right.
up?
So once again, I'll go back to it.
I'd take out the Lions. No,
should the Lions
I will
host
take
Thanksgiving?
I will take out the
every
Lions
single year. Now, I'm not saying that they should never host Thanksgiving, but should they host the morning game every single year?
No.
With 10 minutes left to go.
Actually, it's not even 10. It's actually 20 minutes. We started at 4:20.
Okay, 10 minutes. So I gotta go.
Oh, stop it.
Oh God.
Okay. No, I'd take out the Lions. I mean, occasionally, not every single year. I'd say if the Lions are so basically make it a flex game.
Yeah.
Yeah, a flex game. Yeah, okay. I'd make it a flex game.
You keep the 3 games on Thanksgiving, but should they host?
No, I'd take them out.
Alternate it.
Alternate.
Yeah.
Alternate.
So
yeah.
I'll be the devil's advocate and say they should host every single year because it's tradition.
Yeah.
Tradition, but
It is tradition.
Who's gonna get the most viewerships?
Sure,
It's
it
gonna
may
be
not get the most viewerships, but in the morning, who watches football?
Anyone in the East Coast?
Everybody is out playing football.
Only
On
the East Coast
Thursday.
is watching it.
Only the East Coast
Because
is watching
it's
it.
the afternoon for them. But if you go on the West Coast, we're playing. Yeah, we are playing football out here.
We're all playing football. So what's the?
So it's
big
not gonna make a
deal?
difference?
Who cares? That's just me playing devil's advocate. I would love to see the Lions keep hosting every game.
Oh, jeez. You are the black sheep, in every category we talk about. Somewhat.
Because I'm right.
Has he ever agreed on one thing?
I don't think so. I think he's always been against everyone.
Even when Raider.
You know what? On that topic, I want to give my quick picks.
Already? Oh yeah, because you gotta leave.
I
that
do
out.
have to leave a little
Yeah.
bit.
He's more popular than us, unfortunately.
Well, we'll just
Better
cut
than
it.
this,
But we,
at least I tell these guys when I'm going to a concert.
hey.
Well, what? Hold on, where's my invite?
Excuse me. Okay.
All right.
Now,
quick pick.
Now, there's something a little different about this quick pick. Now, he's not here in person, but he did send me his quick picks. So, Radar, this is to you. I know he's going to be watching this eventually. I hold in my hand the confidential
Quick pick.
I know. I'm not gonna do the whole. What do you call it?
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm not gonna do Karnak. I'm not gonna steal Johnny Carson. Rest in peace, by the way.
Here we go.
So, game 1 on Thanksgiving. Vikings and Lions.
Vikings. See, that's a good football game.
Radar's picks.
football
Okay,
game.
Radar's picks goes first. I go second. Josh goes third. The best for last.
I know.
Radar picks Vikings over Lions. I pick Vikings secondary. Josh.
I pick Lions.
I picked the Lions' offensive line.
Good. Okay. Redskins, Cowboys. Radar says Cowboys. I say Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Redskins.
Of course.
Why? Because Ezekiel Elliott, while he is on a hot streak, the Redskins have the defense to be able to stop him. So the question is, if you have Josh Norman on the outside, if he's all the way healthy, if he can beat Dak Prescott and take away half of the field, the Redskins only have to worry about the other.
Okay.
Ah!
Thanksgiving night. Steelers, Colts. Radar says Steelers. I say Steelers. Andrew Luck, out.
Steelers.
It's the Steelers.
Cool.
Wow, this is the first time we've agreed on something.
Colts!
Okay, now we're going to go to Sunday. Rams, Saints. Radar picks Rams. I picked the Saints.
Saints.
I'll go with the Rams.
Okay?
They're due for a win.
Well,
That'll be my entire reasoning.
Jared Goff is due for a win.
That's another topic that we got to get to.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
What we got next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
We have enough time.
we have till Christmas. Titans and Bears. Radar's going upset with the Bears. I'm actually picking the Titans.
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 Okay, sorry,
I have to
Radar.
go Titans.
Okay. Cardinals and Falcons. Radar picks Cardinals. I picked the Cardinals as well. And I got a suggestion for a nickname for your secondary. We've had the No-Fly Zone. We've had the Legion of Boom. The Cardinals, the Order of the Phoenix.
I'll go with the Falcons.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm going with the Falcons. You have the number 1 quarterback in the league, the number 1 wide receiver in the league. You have an adequate running game. That offense all day.
You got Patrick Peterson versus Julio Jones.
I'd take Julio.
I'd take Patrick Peterson.
Single
Come on,
day.
Julio. Come on.
Okay. Giants and pray for Cleveland. Let's just all say it together. Giants.
Yeah.
Pray for Cleveland.
Yeah. Okay. Radar did say Giants. Chargers and Texans. Of course, Radar's going to go Chargers because it's his team. But I still take the Chargers too.
I'll take the Chargers.
The Houston Texans. No,
Okay.
to be honest, I think the Chargers are going to win that game.
Realistically, the Chargers,
Yeah.
but in your heart.
Brock
Yeah.
Osweiler has not fared very well this season.
It's contract.
Okay.
I wouldn't say the contract. It's just more the style of quarterback that he is. He holds the ball too long for that offensive line, and all you have on that offensive line is Dwayne Brown on the left end, at the left tackle, and he's the only true veteran on that offensive line.
Yeah. Jaguars, Bills. Radar's going upset. Jaguars. I'm taking the Bills.
Bills.
The Bills.
Okay. Bengals, Ravens. Radar's going upset again. Ravens. I'll take Ravens upset.
I'll take Ravens.
Ravens because AJ Green is out.
That's right too. Oh, so it's not an upset. Okay.
Also, Giovanni Bernard is also out.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I did read. I forgot about
Ravens.
that. Yeah, I did read that this week.
And Bernard is actually done for the season. Torn ACL.
Oh.
Ouch.
Woo. See ya, Cincy. Okay. Niners and Dolphins. Radar picks Niners as an upset. The Fins.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yep, your brother's a Fins
Yeah.
fan, right?
Yeah, after I saw him last Sunday, may as well go with Dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins.
All right. Seahawks and Bucks. Seahawks. Radar Seahawks. I take Seahawks.
I'll go upset alert. Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Jameis Winston and Mike Evans, they've been on fire as of late, and then Vincent Jackson is set to come back.
Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, lights out, boom. Okay.
What has Richard Sherman done? Or Earl Thomas?
I know, it's just the
He almost
talk.
took out a kicker.
Yeah.
We have a kicker. Yay.
Yeah, okay. Patriots and Jets. It's not even a question. Patriots.
Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots.
Yeah, Radar picked Patriots too. Panthers and Raiders. Raiders going upset with the Panthers. Radar's picking Panthers for an upset. I'm keeping it real with the Raiders, even though, as a Bronco fan, yeah.
Go with the Raiders.
Raiders.
Radar, I hate to say it, you might have a bad week. Okay.
And watch him win all of his picks.
Yeah, he's look at the pattern. He's going to a lot of road teams. If you can see that clearly.
So
Sunday night, Chiefs Broncos. Radar picks Broncos. Well, he got family pressure for that one. Broncos.
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Why? Because at one time they owned the longest winning streak in the National Football League. They're still a hot team. They're in the top 3 in the AFC West. In fact, they're contending for the AFC West title.
Okay.
Chiefs.
And Monday night, Packers, Eagles. Radar goes Eagles. Worst defense by the Packers in the last couple years. Eagles.
Eagles.
You messed up the
I know.
throw.
Sorry, Eagles.
Eagles.
Packers.
Of course.
Why? Because Aaron Rodgers is going to have, he had a decent game on Sunday. He's going to have another bounce back game this Sunday, and hopefully they're able to get some guys back. I mean, this is a Packers team that the reason why they've been so terrible, they do have an excuse. The injury bug has bit them all season long.
I know. The injury reason is obviously the main reason.
All right.
We got final words.
I got my final words.
Okay.
I'm
but wait,
ready.
Who's going to go first? Come on, Josh, just go.
No fun. League.
Which
Ow.
we'll talk about next week.
Um,
Maybe.
Fullerton College,
Yes.
31. Riverside, 28.
I love it.
damn.
I
Southern
love it.
California Championship to the Fullerton College Hornets.
I love it. Here's my final words. To all you Anaheim Duck fans, we got robbed last night.
Actually, no. Stop it! Because if you look at the rule book, it states you cannot push the goalie's pad into the net in regulation play or overtime. However, on a penalty shot and shootout, it is legal. You didn't get robbed. Stop your whining. Sign out.
Okay. So don't forget to like, subscribe, go to our Facebook page, Out of the Park Sports, and also on Twitter, Out of the Park 4, to represent 4 guys, 4 opinions. So, for Josh Lopez, Ryan Osborn, Radar Stoke, you're still here in spirit. Chad Kelly, the real MVP. I'm Vincent Gar. See ya, Out of the Park, and on 3, 1, 2, 3, Happy Thanksgiving.